Hey, thanks for coming back for another episode of Stacking Solo. Appreciate you being here and showing the channel some love. This week is episode 5, and with episode 5, I figured another little generic episode, make it quick, make it short, and a little informative as usual. So we're going to cover world currency, and by world currency, I guess I should really say world coins. I'm going to choose 5, 6 countries, pick you know, a known bullion piece from each of them and discuss it and go over it, everything that I might know, which is not a lot. And I know there's a lot more experienced bullion stackers out there and just collectors in general. So in the comments, leave, anything that I may miss on any of these specific pieces, or maybe about the country, or maybe about the history of the piece. A lot of these that I'm going over today are pretty basic for stackers and collectors. So I know some about it, but obviously I could be wrong on some of it too. I could have misread something or just have something wrong in my head, and or just a gap that needs filled. So definitely leave some comments. Let me know what you think about this episode, think about these pieces, and yeah, let's keep this going. So this week, as I said, the world currency or the world coins, I was trying to think of some basics that are really common um, to go over, and without showing all the super cool pieces as we go. I plan to do episodes on each country and maybe a few pieces from each as well, so we can just build from here. But we'll just get right into it, and I'll show you guys what we're doing this week. So, like I said, we're looking at a few pieces of silver from different countries around the world, one specifically from each, from a variations of countries. The first common, I've talked about a million times, we've got 2017 American Silver Eagle. Next up, we have the Canadian Maple Leaf. We have the Australian Kookaburra. We have the Britannia. We have the Cook Islands Bounty. And then we have the beautiful Germania. All of these are 1 ounce silver, between 3 nines and 4 nines fine. Some of them are 4. The Canadian Maple Leaf is 4, and the Germania Mint is 4 nines fine silver. The rest of them are 3 nines fine. No, I do apologize. The Kookaburra as well is 4 nines fine silver. So top quality silver within them, and we'll just run down each of these and go through the countries, and yeah. So as we can see, we have the American Silver Eagle here. This is a pretty standard one, just 2017 Type 1. If we go back to last week, as I had said, Type 1 and a Type 2. Type 1 is this heraldic shield type of eagle, and the Type 2 is the designed landing eagle. Nothing too special about this coin. This is just one that I had displayed out and about up at the house, or up in a display cabinet, so I was able to grab it and quickly show. Now, the reason I'm showing this is because the American Silver Eagle is the primary bullion coin for the United States, and it has been since 1986. This coin started being minted in 1986. I should have started with that. Since then, it has grown to be very popular. Many collectors now comparing them to other bullion coins around the world. Let's say any of the ones that we're going to go over. These are often cheaper to buy, so they're easier to stack. For whatever reason, they just are. I personally put it to the design. We never changed the design. Recent years, we've added some privy marks, but we've never changed the design. It's always been exactly what it was up until 2021. Halfway through, they changed it to the Type 2, but nothing else has really been done. So these are just right at spot, or a couple dollars above. If you are ever interested in these, it's really funny. You can buy their secondhand, paint these very professionally, but they paint these, and you can usually find those right for spot. It's funny because they think that they're improving the coin, and they just destroy it or hurt the value, I guess, more or less. So that was the American Silver Eagle. So the next one I'm going to go and pull up for you guys is this right here. This is obviously the Canadian Maple Leaf. The Canadian Maple Leaf started being minted right around the same time as the American Silver Eagle. I believe it was like Canada's. Um, it was Canada's opposition to the American Silver Eagle being released. So I'm going to say late 80s. This design is one of my favorites, and the maple leaf is in general. I do apologize that I have a graded one here and not a raw one. I, for whatever reason, cannot find my raw formed maples anywhere, and I know I have at least a few, but for right now, this is one that I was able to find. Uh, so just a little bit to show about it and to talk about this one. All maple leafs, obviously, are going to have the king or queen, primarily the queen of England on the back, and then on the front, you get your various designs. Now, this is a PR 70, so instead of a regular 70, or instead of a deep cameo, or instead of anything like that, it's just talking about the way that the coin itself is designed and minted. To just compare it really quickly, you can see that instead of being shiny in the center and then having that be matte, it's the opposite. So that's all it's talking about. But beautiful coins. It's talking about the rooster privy. We'll do stuff about privy marks. That's all that is. And this specifically is 2017. So I'm assuming 2017 was the year of the rooster. So it's a very common thing, something that is done throughout. There's always coins done for the type of year it is, or whichever animal it is of that year. We've seen that though with one of the coins that I showed there on episode 1 or episode 2, whenever we were talking generic silver. But beautiful coins, definitely worth collecting. These are right in the same ballpark of the American Silver Eagles, maybe a couple dollars more. I personally like these. I'm always willing to buy these. These and American Silver Eagles are great to stack, great to hold on to. This though, obviously, is a little special edition, so it's different, but still fun and great to have. Canada, I can't wait to do the episodes on Canada because there really are so many to talk about. But the next one that I'm going to bring up for this episode, just talking about world coins, is the Australian kookaburra. So the Australian kookaburra is the national bird of Australia, I believe. If I'm wrong, somebody let me know. And if I am, why is it again that they do this, that the kookaburra is a regular feature on coins? This is the 2022, as everybody can see, but the 2023, actually, I love its design as well. I'll throw a picture up here for you. But it actually has two kookaburras on it, and it is just another design. They always smash these designs out of the park. You can't do too bad, you can't do bad with these. And Australia, they just mark it. They just hit the mark every time, in my opinion. Beautiful to collect, definitely worth keeping. I don't know a whole lot about the kookaburras. I know that they were another. It's funny. All these world coins that I'm showing you have a lot of them have came out around the same time. At least these ones. I think this one came out in the mid '90s, maybe early '90s, but it was definitely later. And looking at it now, they have not dropped off. I don't know, 20 years later, however long it's been, freaking rocking it. I personally have seen a little higher premium on these coins comparative to the regular American Silver Eagles or regular Canadian Maple Leafs. So it's really just depends on, you know, who you're buying from. I don't know what the right price is. I consider them all to be good quality and worth it if you're just worth buying if you can get them. Um, but very great. I'm excited to show. Australia does so many things. They do the kangaroos. They do sharks. They've done so many different coins that when we get into Australia, um, similar to Canada and similar to all these countries. There's just so much to go over. It'll be fun to see what I have to show you, and then I'm really excited more to hear what you guys have in your collections. What do you have? What's your favorite piece, or maybe more specifically, going with this, what's your favorite 1 ounce round that you have from Australia? Is it the Kookaburra? Is it is it the kangaroo? Is it one of the special ones, special editions, the year ones? Um, Very interested. Let me know, guys. So this right here, as everybody can see, is the Britannia, and I was super excited to bring these out just because another favorite coin of mine. Beautiful design. I'll try to get it nice and, oh yeah, beautiful design. You can see her shield right there, got the trident, and then of course, in great detail with a beautiful crown, the Queen of England, or former Queen. Um, Beautiful. Absolute gorgeous coin. So I can just tell you a little bit about these. I don't know a whole lot about them. I know more about the what is going on within the coins themselves. So you see that this is obviously Queen Elizabeth. She's on most of the coins because she, well, rules a lot of the Commonwealth. But this right here, I'm going to show you, is another Britannia. This is a 2023 that you can see. This one is a 22. Now, what's the difference? The difference is the queen died. Now, this is something I found super interesting, and hopefully other people do if you don't know this. Whenever the queen died, I was like, oh, I'm excited to get a Britannia because I knew that they were going to put Charles on the coin. Whenever whenever I had won this, and whenever I had got this in, and I was looking at it, I was very intrigued as to why he was on the opposite side, and obviously without a crown. And the reason he is facing the opposite side of Queen Elizabeth, and the reason why he has no crown in this one, is because he was not yet technically the King of England. He was rule, but he had not been crowned. And because he has not went through his coronation, he is facing the opposite side without a crown. It's an absolute simple thing, but I love it. And as you can see, the only thing that's changed between the 2 years, changed the back, how that's designed, and then this one has a privy mark. And that privy mark, let's just see, is the trident. So very nice, very beautiful coins. Oh, 2020. I'm sorry. I said it was a 2022. So a 2020 Britannia and then a 2023. So the difference between them, and yeah, absolutely beautiful. The Royal Mint does an incredible job with these and with all of these with all of their coins, as you guys can tell and as you'll continue to see if you don't know. But the Royal Mint just rocks. These came out in like 1997, I do believe, and that's the year I was born, so that's why they rock. So let's just go. Beautiful Britannias. I don't know. I keep the price value on these about the same. I recommend everybody to grab one or two at least in your collection. So this right here that I have laid in front of everybody that you can see is the Cook Island Bounty coin, or something Bounty, and it's actually named after the ship. This ship was called the couple letters Bounty. That's about all I know. Again, the Queen. Now the reason why these are just beautiful coins. Another reason why I like these coins is because you get a little extra detail. Do you guys see that in her hair? Do you see how the queen's hair is actually defined? Oh, it looks like every hair is individualized. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, what I mean to that is we can look back here at this Australian kookaburra and it's just flat, but the detail is there for that Cook Island bounty. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, like I said, you can go and spend this in the Cook Islands as $1, but you would be pretty dumb to do so. Legal currency, though, these are very popular to stack from what I've heard. I have a couple of them myself, but whenever it came to stacking specifically, I would rather get generic pieces for weight than stack these and have these risk milking or other things. And I have plenty of examples of those, so we'll get through milking and some of that other thing here in future episodes. But for right now, Cook Island Bounty, absolutely gorgeous. Another coin. It came out in 2009. And the reason what's really interesting about this to me is that up until the recent years, every single year that they minted these coins, they minted a specific low numbered amount. So from like 2009 through, I don't know, whenever it was, But from the year that it came out, for like 12 years, 13 years, something like that, 10 years, they had went and only done a limited number of run every single year, comparative to coins like your Kookaburra, where there definitely is a specific number done, but it's not a limited number in terms of being so many thousands or so many hundreds of thousands of coins. Usually there's millions of these types of coins produced, or hundreds of thousands, a couple hundred thousands at the minimum. But yes, still, Cook Island, absolutely gorgeous. That ship rocks. And these, in my opinion, I've had these out and displayed before. This one's actually been displayed for over 2 years in open air, and it's got no milking, no real signs of of flaws due to anything not manned, not dropping it or it being put in a tube or anything like that. So very good quality coins, like all that we have shown. And then this last one here, I'm just moving right along, and I like it. This is what I want. Guys, let me know. What are you thinking? Am I going too fast? Am I missing stuff? Is it boring you? Do I need to change it up? Let me know what you want me to talk about, what you want me to discuss, and I'll bring it out. So this right here is the Germania. So the Germania is just a German coin. So this is the front, as you can see. This came out this came out here recently, probably within the last like 10 years. This came out 5 marks. So again, it's worth something in Germany. We can go over and spend this if we wanted to. It would be dumb, but we could spend this on a couple bottles of Coke or something. I don't know, whatever you guys drink or whatever you're eating. But what is the Germania? I found the name funny, but it actually makes a lot of sense because it's just the female version of Germany. They are like, I don't know how you would say it, maybe like the female version of Germany. I think that's the best way to put it. It's just, if you were able to symbolize Germany into a female, this is her. And she's got a sword and a shield, and it looks like a hawk of some sort. And they're just bosses, yo. Absolutely clean, beautiful, high detail. The back, oddly enough, even though the front has a lot of design, it's this matte finish that almost looks like it's crinkled in this back here, like looking just above this bird. And that's all throughout it. And it's just the way that they had the silver pressed or whatever it is. It's just gorgeous, gorgeous. And then your 5 mark is just shining bright. Absolutely great coin. I wish I knew a little more about them, but unfortunately, like I said, they are pretty new. I just know they're high quality. I know that out of all of the coins that I've shown, these hold the highest premium. They can go anywhere from $50 to $60. I've seen them, so it may not be the average, and it's definitely not even close to what I paid for it. But I know right now with the average prices, it's usually $10 plus for these things. These go crazy. I recommend trying to get these in an auction format or from a private seller, because maybe you won't have to pay as much. I don't know. What do you guys find them for? What do you guys think they're worth? What's your favorite one there? Here, we'll just back it up and we'll bring it all back out. Now, it's my favorite thing to really play with coins and to look at coins, because you're able to appreciate the different designers, the designers from each country, and really just highlights exactly highlights the differences between us, but also shows the uniquenesses in this art form. It's really funny that I've got this, because that's just boring. Sorry, there, we're flipping them back over. Perfect. So, as you guys can see, back to what we have here. Um, they go all over the place. The not graded, not in this, not this type. Average price range, just a couple dollars to $5 over spot. Except for these can be more expensive than most. My favorites to collect from these in general. I have a lot of these, but it's a different reason. My favorite coin for the designs are the Kookaburras. And my favorite country to buy silver from is actually Canada. It's weird. It just is for me. Just what happens. Now, these are just a few of the options in terms of the coins that these countries mint. Canada does so many different types of. So we could just talk about the rounds themselves. They do maple leaves. They do the select series. They'll do wildlife series. They'll do. Actually, they do a lot of different animal types of series. Silver coins. They'll do the year, so like whatever, as this year of the rooster, so the rooster type of coin. You get into Australia, and Australia does so many. I actually just have one right here. So Australia does the kangaroo rounds. So you can get the kangaroo round. Australia also does sharks. They do the koala, which is super popular as well, which is pretty expected, I do believe. One of my favorites that they do is uh, I think it's ring-tailed, but there's an eagle that they do, and this eagle is it's just cool. I love eagles. That's my favorite thing about the Type 2 on American Silver Eagles. The landing eagle is dope. But Australia does so much. I'm sure I could pull out. That is not Australia, but look, that is a silver coin, and that's a Vader coin. Um, Here's another example. South African round. This is called a South African Krugerrand, and that is named after him. He is Paul Kruger. No, I forget who he is. But that's Paul Kruger. These are a very basic coin. I put these great to stack, great to have. See, there's another one. Great to stack, great to have, but pretty basic in terms of the design. But it is a legal currency there, so it's cool to have. And I'm sure there's more, but generic rounds. The point is that there are, aside from the United States, oddly enough, because we only have the American Silver Eagle and the Morgan and the Peace Dollar, there are a ton of different coins and designs from each countries and from countries around the world. And that's kind of what this episode was. It was just an introductory into that and to kind of show that. So I appreciate you guys kind of being here watching this, and hopefully you enjoyed it as well. Um, I believe I ran over everything I could just in terms of the basics, just to kind of show you guys a few of the things of the coins that different countries may make or do make. Let me know what you guys think is your favorite. What are some future episodes you guys want to see? I have a whole list of stuff that I plan to do, but if there's stuff that you guys want to see, I'd love to talk about that first. If I have a piece on it or if I have any information to share with it. But let me know what you think about this episode. Let me know what you thought about the pieces. Which one's your favorite? Which country's your favorite to collect from? There's got to be one. Even if you don't own these, just looking at them, you had to see one that stuck out to you more. Maybe it was the Germania. That one's just incredible design. It sticks out to a lot of people. Or maybe you're just a classic, and that Canadian maple leaf is just one that hits the spot. I don't know, but I'd like to know. So you guys just leave a comment, like, subscribe, follow, do whatever you need to. I appreciate the support. It has been incredible to see it over the past few weeks, see how I've grown. And like I said before, yeah, I'm beyond where I ever wanted to be with it, and to show and see any support from this community has been awesome. So I appreciate every single one of you guys. I hope you have a great week. And as always, remember, stacking solo doesn't mean stacking alone.